Look at the magic of the quarterback. And then throws it, no look.
Oh, he broke his ankle.
He doesn't make it a quarterback. You have a great fallback, but he has to buy in. And that's the thing. I think that I don't know that he's going to buy in.
As a receiver,
right?
This is like as a second round. As a receiver talent, that might be
a second round quarterback.
A second round quarterback.
Who, if he doesn't get it done as a quarterback, moves to wide receiver. But he's got to be all in on the wide receiver transition.
Not the year of Lamar Jackson.
With the first pick of the draft, the Indianapolis Colts select quarterback, University of Tennessee, Peyton Manning.
In the entirety of their team, no one talks about the team nearly as much. Very few people talk about the 3 starting offensive linemen that they got. Very few people talk about the defensive coordinator leaving and then putting the defense. It always goes back to wins and losses with the quarterback. Peyton had to hear the same thing. They could not be closer aligned in that.
Remember when quarterbacks were supposed to stand still like expensive mannequins? When mobile quarterback was basically football slang for future backup? Well, those days are over. Today's NFL quarterbacks aren't just throwing touchdown passes. They're running them, scrambling like their lives depend on it, and making defensive coordinators question their entire existence. But here's the kicker. Half the football world thinks this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, while the other half is convinced it's ruining the purity of the game. So who's right? Let's dive into one of the most heated debates in modern football. Picture this, it's 1998 and Peyton Manning is being drafted first overall. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is asking, but can he run a 4.4 40? Fast forward to today, and 8 starting quarterbacks are actively involved in their team's run game. You heard me right, folks. 8. We've gone from quarterbacks who move like refrigerators to athletes who make Usain Bolt look pedestrian. But before we crown the mobile QB revolution as the greatest thing since Tom Brady's tears, let's pump the brakes and hear from the traditionalists, because trust me, they've got some interesting take.
You've had a multifaceted, versatile quarterback on the NFC side. You had Kaepernick, you had Russell Wilson, and now you have Cam again, the traditional drop-back passers in the AFC with Brady, Manning, and Flacco.
The pocket passer purists aren't going down without a fight. They'll tell you that pure passing ability trumps everything else, and honestly, they've got receipts. There's no statistically significant difference between the overall performance of scrambling and pocket passing quarterbacks as measured by QBR. Boom, drop the mic, right? These traditionalists worship at the altar of surgical precision. They point to legends like Johnny Unitas, who could dissect a defense like a master chef filleting a fish. No scrambling needed, just pure, unadulterated quarterback IQ. They argue that standing tall in the pocket, reading defenses pre-snap, and delivering strikes with pinpoint accuracy is what separates the men from the boys. And let's be real, they're not completely wrong. Some analysts recently wrote that the NFL is about to return to pure pocket passers dramatically because, get this, teams are realizing that investing in mobile QBs might be fool's gold. Ouch. But hold your horses, Grandpa, because the new school has entered the chat and they're not here for your antiquated take. The mobile quarterback supporters aren't just sipping the Kool-Aid. They're brewing it, bottling it, and selling it at premium prices. And honestly, their arguments are kind of convincing. Let's start with the most obvious point. These guys are absolutely electric. Jaden Daniels' 52.4 career rushing yards per game is the second highest in NFL history. We're talking about a rookie setting historical benchmarks. When's the last time a traditional pocket passer made you jump out of your seat on a broken play? But it's not just about the highlight reels. Modern mobile quarterbacks are forcing defenses to completely rethink their entire philosophy. Remember when a defensive coordinator could send 5 rushers and know exactly where the quarterback would be? Those days are gone, man. Now they're dealing with guys who can escape pressure, extend plays, and turn what should be sacks into 20-yard scrambles. The numbers don't lie either. Josh Allen just won the 2024 MVP award, and Lamar Jackson finished 2024 with a 94.9 overall grade, one of the highest graded quarterback campaigns in PFF history. These aren't just running backs playing quarterback. They are elite passers who happen to run like gazelles. But here's where it gets really interesting. The mobile QB crowd argues that pocket passers are living in the past. There's a limited ceiling with the guys who need to do it all through the air. Savage, but is it true? Now, before the pocket passer fans start writing angry comments, let's address the elephant in the room: sustainability and longevity. This is where things get really heated, folks. The pocket passer camp has one trump card they love to play: longevity. They'll remind you that Tom Brady played until he was 45, Peyton Manning had a 20-year career, and Brett Favre started 297 consecutive games. Meanwhile, mobile quarterbacks are supposedly one awkward hit away from the injury report. Look, they say, as they're watching the game and they see another running quarterback get rocked. It's simple physics. The more you run, the more you get hit. The more you get hit, the shorter your career. They point to guys like RG3, whose promising career was derailed by injury, as evidence that mobility comes with the price tag written in the medical bills. They argue that pocket presence and quick decision-making keep quarterbacks healthier than scrambling around like headless chicken. A quarterback who can get the ball out in 2.5 seconds doesn't need to worry about getting pancaked by a 300-pound linebacker. Today's mobile quarterbacks aren't just faster. They're smarter about when and how they use their leg. They're not looking to truck linebackers. They're looking to avoid contact altogether. Plus, modern training methods, better field conditions, and enhanced player safety protocols mean that mobility doesn't automatically equal injury. Lamar Jackson has been remarkably durable despite his running style, and Josh Allen has built his game around controlled aggression rather than reckless abandon. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about how this debate is literally changing the way football is played at every level. Whether you're team pocket passer or team dual threat, one thing is undeniable: this debate has fundamentally altered the sport. And I'm not just talking about the NFL. I'm talking about high school JV teams in Nebraska and Pee Wee leagues in Florida. RPOs have become as common as terrible referee calls. Zone read schemes that were once college-only gimmicks are now NFL staples. Offensive coordinators are designing plays that would have made Vince Lombardi's head spin like a washing machine on the fritz. The ripple effects are everywhere. 8 starting quarterbacks are involved in their team's run game this season, a huge change from 10 years ago. That's not just evolution, that's revolution. Defensive coordinators are pulling their hair out trying to account for quarterbacks who can beat them with their arms and their legs. They're forced to keep spy defenders, use lighter boxes, and pray that their edge rushers can somehow contain guys who run 4.4 40s while wearing 20 pounds of gear. The debate has completely changed how teams evaluate quarterbacks. Mobility, once considered a nice bonus, is now practically mandatory. Teams are spending first-round picks on quarterbacks based as much on their 40-yard dash times as their completion percentages. So, after all this back and forth, all this passionate arguing from both sides, what's the actual verdict? Well, plot twist incoming. Here's the thing that's going to make both camps simultaneously love and hate me. Maybe this isn't actually a binary choice. Maybe the future of quarterback play isn't pocket passer versus mobile quarterback, but rather great quarterback versus not so great quarterback. Statistical analysis shows no significant difference between the overall performance of scrambling and pocket passing quarterbacks. Translation: both styles can work if you've both got the right player executing them. The real evolution isn't about mobility versus pocket presence. It's about adaptability. The best quarterbacks today, whether they're mobile or traditional, share one common trait. They can adjust their game to whatever the defense throws at them. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Is he a mobile quarterback? Sometimes. Is he a pocket passer? Also sometimes. He's whatever the situation demands, and that's what makes him special. Same with Josh Allen, who can stand tall in the pocket and deliver lasers or take off running and bulldoze through defenders. The mobile quarterback revolution didn't kill the pocket passer. It forced all quarterbacks to become more complete players. Even traditional pocket passers today are more athletic and mobile than their predecessors. Meanwhile, mobile quarterbacks are becoming more precise passers from the pocket. We're not seeing the death of one style and the birth of another. We're seeing the evolution of the position itself into something more dynamic, more versatile, and frankly, more entertaining. And that brings us to the million-dollar question: what's next? If you think the quarterback position is wild now, just wait. The trends we're seeing suggest that the future quarterback won't be defined by whether they can run or throw. They'll be defined by how seamlessly they can do everything. We're looking at quarterbacks who can throw sidearm while running left, no-look pass to receivers in tight coverage, and read defenses pre-snap like they're reading a children's book. These future QBs will make today's dual-threat quarterbacks look one-dimensional. Artificial intelligence and analytics are going to play bigger roles, giving quarterbacks real-time defensive reads and tendency. We might see quarterbacks wearing smart contacts that highlight open receivers or helmets that whisper defensive adjustments in their ears. The NFL is expanding globally, and that means we're going to see athletes from different sporting backgrounds bringing new skill sets to the quarterback position. Rugby players with their ball handling skills, soccer players with their footwork, and athletes from sports we haven't even considered yet. Current fantasy rankings show that young mobile quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Jaden Daniels are leading the pack. These guys grew up playing Madden, where scrambling was just another button press. They don't see mobility as a bonus feature. They see it as standard equipment. The kids coming up through high school and college right now have never known a world where quarterbacks were supposed to stand still. To them, the debate between mobile and pocket passers probably sounds as outdated as arguing about whether cars should have GPS. So here's my prediction. In 10 years, we won't be debating mobile versus pocket passer. We'll be debating which quarterback can make the most impossible throw while simultaneously running backwards, throwing left-handed, and calling their own plays through a neural interface. The bar keeps getting higher, and these athletes keep finding ways to hurdle it. The running quarterback revolution didn't just change the game, it saved it from becoming stale and predictable. Whether you love the chaos of scrambling QBs or miss the surgical precision of pocket passers, you have to admit one thing: football is more exciting now than it's ever been. The debate will continue, and that's beautiful. Sports are better when there are passionate disagreements, when there are multiple ways to win, and when evolution never stops. But if you want my completely biased, potentially wrong, but definitely entertaining take, the mobile quarterback revolution was inevitable. In a sport that's constantly getting faster, stronger, and more athletic, why would we expect the most important position to stay stuck in the 1960s? The future belongs to quarterbacks who can do it all. And honestly, I can't wait to see what impossible thing they do next. What do you think? Are mobile quarterbacks the future or just a passing fad? Drop your hottest takes in the comments below, but keep it civil or I'll sick Lamar Jackson on your fantasy team. And if this breakdown got your football blood pumping, smash that like and subscribe button. We've got more interesting NFL debates coming your way, so stay tuned as we inch closer to the beginning of the 2025-26 season.